Ladies, are y'all ready for the Cardi B masterclass? Grab your stick, grab your drink. Let's get into this thing right now.
Pop it, smoke it, drink it down. With your voice, it got you around. Feel the vibe, we're set to roll. Let's play, let's lose control. Sip a drink and smoke will swirl. Join the convo around the world. Relationships we dissect slow. Current events, we let them flow.
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy JB coming right back at you. Y'all know what it is. It's the Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. I'm the Real Cigar Jeff. Y'all do me a favor, man. Get in the description, man. Like, share, comment, subscribe, follow me on the socials. And of course, I can't be the Real Cigar Jeff without giving you Real Cigar discounts, man. First link in the description. Go ahead. Y'all know what to do with it. 5-packs bundles and all the names you love and trust, guys. Before we get into tonight's conversations, I want to slow this down and set the table properly. First, man, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, we talk relationships, power dynamics, leadership, and real life strategy without yelling, shaming, or clickbait nonsense, man. I got a quick favor up front. If you appreciate the conversations that are calm, structured, and actually useful, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs a healthier framework for relationships. But y'all know I can't go any further because tonight is a first in the Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. The panel. We got a panelist that has been rocking with us for I don't know how many weeks straight, Rhonda. And tonight I'm turning over the reins to let y'all see his masterclass that he has put on for Cardi B's excellence that we're seeing. With that being said, guys, I'm going to let him introduce himself first. Tell y'all what he's smoking and drinking on. He ain't smoking, but what he drinking on. Then we're going to come to Rhonda. Then we're going to get ready to get into this thing.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back. I told you this would be a birthday podcast. This is my last podcast as a 23-year-old. You know, I got to put out for you guys. I told you I had a week to prepare, and you're going to enjoy what I brought out. Tonight, I'm sticking with my Crown Royal Peach. And look, you guys can make fun of me all you want. Well, I have some pink lemonade because I don't know what I'm doing here. And I just had to whip something up for you guys. You can find me at the AI Operator, so you can find me here every Tuesday. Thank you for joining the conversation. Hopefully, I don't even want to say hopefully. I know we're saving relationships one episode at a time.
Appreciate you being on, dog. Appreciate you being on. Y'all got to understand the brother been working. Wait till I share my screen with y'all. This is crazy. And I apologize if y'all hearing an echo. Y'all might want to put up with this one because we giving you some red meat tonight on how the ladies can get in charge and become the catch again. Because right now, this is the Man is the Catch series. But Mabricio said, you know what? Let's give the women a chance to figure out how they can take power back. Because the guys that's been listening to the Man is the Catch series should be in charge of their relationship right now if they've been listening. But maybe some of y'all ain't been listening, but now it's time for the women. Y'all know who I got to introduce next, man. A1 from day one. I'm going to let her tell y'all what she's sipping on and where y'all can find her on the socials.
Thanks for having me, baby. Mabricio, looking forward to this conversation, see what's going to happen tonight. I'm keeping it cozy because we had a blizzard up this weekend up here in Charlotte. So, of course, I got my Bailey's cookies and creamy.
Mm-hmm.
Dropped me a few pieces of my Lindt peppermint white chocolate in there. in my little mug, my little turvis. And I got my bottle of water so I can stay hydrated. You can find me at RMB, LMBT on IG.
Well, hey, look, you see what happens when you become old school? Y'all see that right there? All that right there?
Look, that right there?
That right there to make it to an hour.
This right here?
Appreciate you being on, man. Tonight, guys, before we get into this, I'm smoking my E.H. Taylor with my San Andreas wrapper. Again, 5-pack. Y'all click the link in the description, man. It's there. And tonight, guys, I got my Dirty Martini on the rocks tonight. Y'all see it right here. I had to go ahead and bring it out. Had to bring out the goose. But I also got to introduce y'all to this Jack Rudy cocktail company. I don't know if y'all can see that. This olive brine to make this good, guys. I got put on to this, and that thing been taking my dirties to a new level. So I'm doing a dirty martini with Grey Goose, but I'm smoking a cigar from a bourbon maker. So I don't know how I'm gonna feel in the morning. Somebody might have to check on me in the morning, guys. So I appreciate y'all joining me, man. Tonight, guys, Mabricio is walking us through what we are calling the Cardi B Blueprint and how the woman becomes the catch. Now, y'all take a breath. This is not about hating men. This is not about attacking women. This is about understanding leverage, influence, and reality. Because guess what, guys? Here's a mistake most people make when they talk about Cardi B's relationship choices. They focus on her behavior and not her strategy. They ask, how could you tolerate that? Why would you stay? Why wouldn't she control him? But the better question is, who actually benefited from this arrangement? Now, because whether people like it or not, Cardi B didn't lose influence. She gained it. And that's what tonight is about. We not copying a celebrity, but we understanding why this worked and how women can apply the principles without the chaos, guys. I'm going to go ahead, let Mabricio give an introduction, then you tell me when you want to share the screen, brother, so I can pull up your presentation.
Like we said, we spent the whole second half of the year speaking about how men are the prize. We're still not changing the subject coming into 2026. I know we're already 1 month down. We're still in February. But we do, and I really do, I know there's women out there that believe that they're the prize. And there are some women that are the prize in their relationships, but it's very rare. It's very rare. And what I'm trying to do here is kind of close the gap. If you are a prize like you say you are, this Cardi B Blueprint will resonate with you. But if you're not, take some lessons because you might be surprised what you find out. I'm ready now. Let's do it.
Awesome, guys. Now, y'all make sure, man, go ahead and drop a comment. Do you believe relationships work better with control and a plan or freedom with boundaries? Now, let me go ahead and share this screen, guys, because here we go. All right. Y'all, Rhonda, can you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Mauricio, can you see that?
Loud and clear. Here
Let
we
me know
are.
when you're ready for me to go to slide 1.
All right, so we're here. You see, as it says, Cardi B Blueprint, how women become the prize. Leverage, options, and we're even giving a little financial education here. So pay close attention. Let's go to the next slide. Look, why Cardi never controls men. Everybody out here wants to have their grip on their man's life. And that just comes from attachment. You think that if you control your man, that he's going to stay with you. But in all reality, that just pushes them away. So if you look in this left column over here, when a woman has her life full, there's no fear, there's no control. She's confident. And with confidence comes the power and also comes money. But on the right side, her life empty, that's fear of loss. Man, I really want to keep this man. Sometimes you women out here are dealing with guys that really aren't shit. They're not the prize. So, but you kind of tolerate it and you try to control it, and that leads to drama. And even when it leads to drama, you become depressed and you're like, oh, why does life always do this to me? And that just ends up with loss. And if you scroll a little bit more here, it says freedom creates loyalty. And Jeff, can you scroll a little bit more down? Just a little bit.
Okay.
Desperation creates distance. So I'm going to turn to the panel over here. I'm going to start with you, Jeff. When you see the slide, what does this tell you?
It's interesting, man. I like what you put together because we talk about two 100s. We talk about two 100s coming together. And typically what a lot of women are out there doing right now is they're a hollow shell, trying to appear that they're full, but in essence, they have everything on the right side of the screen, right? And the more desperate you are, and we learn this in sales, the more you chase the prospect, the more they keep running. But if you fall away from the prospect and you have confidence in what your training is, confidence in your confidence in your ability, confidence in knowing the psychology of the prospect, you're over here on the left side of the screen. And I think whether you want to be the key to this whole thing, whether you're a man or a woman watching this, if we change the gender out, the information doesn't change. That's what I'm taking away from this. Because if a person is empty, regardless of the gender, or if the person is full, regardless of the gender, the answers over here, the flow chart doesn't change. That was
absolutely. No, I get that. I get that. So I like that you brought sales into this, because I'm always a firm believer that people that grow up in poverty or that are in poverty, they normally live a life full of panic. But when you live a life of, when you're stable, you're really not panicking. Now you're more stable, you're more secure in how things are. And that's with life. So why wouldn't you treat your relationships the same exact way?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you so afraid for a man to leave? Now you, Rhonda, are you afraid of your men to leave? I know you have a roster over there in North Carolina.
Listen, I'm a fan of letting people be who they are. Because guess what I could do? I could just walk away. I don't have to, I don't have to stay with the guy that's not for you or who is not the catch. But I agree with Jeff when he said that you could plug in anybody in here, whether that's man or woman, in these two areas. When you look at people having control, I'm not going to talk about sales. I'm going to talk about like human behavior. I think we all control something, whether that's us controlling setting our alarm clocks or our clocks on our phones in the morning, like for the next morning. I think we all have a level of control. The control here, though, would be an unhealthy thing. So I do like having like no control, because you can control other things, but controlling another person, that's out the window anyway. Like nobody's the catch if you got to control another person.
Hey, the woman in my generation would disagree with that one, but
Of course.
But I like the old school values. That's what we're trying to bring back.
Yep.
We're trying to merge the two and make sure that we have successful relationships. This prophecy can't stand, guys, and I just want you guys to capture this fully and see if you're following any of these patterns, because this is a framework. And if you want to change your relationships, if you want to change your life, make sure that you're looking at this framework and absorbing it. On to the next slide, Jeff.
Okay.
This was my favorite one I was crafting. Who really has control? Like we talked about on the podcast, love isn't real. It's just a fairy tale. So in their relationship, we take Cardi B and Stefon Diggs.
Yep.
It's leverage. What does Cardi have? She has options. Other dating options, career options, life options. Cardi B can come out and write a book. She could take this blueprint and start marketing it for herself. She doesn't wait and sit around. A lot of people are sitting around. They sit in that depression. They'll have this drama and they're like, why does this man just treat me like trash? That's because you're accepting it. At the end of the day, you're accepting this. If you had other options, you wouldn't really be worrying about that. And that comes back to what Just said, is that abundance mindset. In a sale, it's always about that next sale. It's never about, I'm going to hold on to this $1 million client. When you're holding on to something, what if a $10 million client walks in and you're still holding on to that? So that's options. Doesn't mean that you have to act on it, but just knowing that you have them is always a benefit. But then money as well. She has her own income, no dependents, and she has the freedom to leave. And that ties back to what Rhonda's saying is, look, if I'm being treated like garbage, I'm going to leave. Or you can leverage that to make more money. It's all a part of a bigger plan. But when you have those two, you also get attention. Because I'm going to be honest, like, I'm a guy, I'm not going to always treat you fairly, but use that to your advantage. If I'm sitting here on social media crying and stuff, nobody cares about Mabricio, but you know who they care about? The woman I'm with. Why is Mabricio doing that to you? And that's how you become visible. And when you combine all three of those together, you have power. Whoever has more leverage sets the rules. This time, Rhonda, we're going to start with you. What do you think when you see this slide?
Put that out there with how to look at it. I think, like, just coming from an old school standpoint, because I think there's levels to the new school and how they do think about things. So when I say not being treated well, that's somebody being like domestically violent. Now you're gonna have an argument. I think that's So I'm never gonna be here for anybody staying in a situation where they are getting abused like that. But of course you're gonna have arguments. That's what That's what stuff is about. That's part of the relationship, just like the joyous parts of relationships, right? And so, yes, of course, if you have the money, you're gonna have way more options. And I wouldn't even be in business if I didn't have options with the clients that I have. It's just what it is. I could pick and choose who I work for. But in the beginning, when I was working for somebody else, I had to work on who they had in front of me if I wanted to make a name for myself. So the leverage came from me being great at what I do and then being able to pick and choose who I wanted to be on my schedule. So you gotta have options. I'm just saying, if you know how to monetize being abused, hey, go ahead on, do that. It's just like my cup of tea.
And when I
want
see
that type of attention. Love me with attention, not beat me with attention. I'll make
when
money in some other kind of way.
When I see be treated like, I'm not talking about abuse. We're not going to go there. We're not going to go
saying,
there.
I'm thinking totally different than what you're thinking. Like when I say abuse, like how you treat me.
Absolutely. I'm just saying, I'm not the most romantic guy.
Yes, you are. Stop hiding it. Stop hiding.
I'm not the most romantic guy. Like I'll do my beach dates, I'll do whatever, and if you guys haven't watched the episode of how much you should spend on the first date, go back and watch it because you can make any first date the great first date. But for me, I'm not really that romantic. I'm just, sometimes we say we need a little toxicity in the relationship. So that's how I operate. That's how I move. And I've never lost that ability. But when I say like treated like trash, I just mean like, oh, the guy's not giving me the attention I want.
Yeah.
I see these celebrities on TikTok having the bed full of roses and stuff. Like, I'm not doing none of that shit. I'm gonna be honest with you right here. And right, any girl that's watching this podcast, I'm not doing that. But it's also like knowing like, dang, Mabricio, I hate Mabricio. Like, I wish I could just show you my phone, Ron, that you'll see like, if I show you these old messages, you'll see essays long worth of stuff. Oh. And if the woman's smart, she capitalizes on that. She already tells her friends about me, about how terrible Mabricio is. Why not just make a brand for that? You're putting it on a private page, but how about you control the narrative to take advantage of that? Because that's the one thing that I will say men don't have is really being able to control the narrative. I feel most the public really is biased towards the woman. And when you hear me say that, Jeff, what do you think?
Look, I can tell you like this. I like the slide that you put together. And one of the things I want to let everybody know, because especially because with having Rhonda on the panel, it really helps open up a lot of kind of how everybody can kind of look at this different. What I'm trying to let you guys know is when I see this, your relationship has to be a business. And if your relationship is not a business, this slide is going to really cause problems. Because y'all notice there's no emotion on this page, right? So what we're talking about is who has control. And y'all got to remember the golden rule that most poor and broke people got taught was doing to others as you would have them doing to you. But what's the golden rule for real? He who has the goal makes the rules. Okay? And what happened is you ain't gonna make no money unless you go through some hurt, unless you go through some pain. Okay? And I think what a lot of people got to understand is Cardi B has been through some hurt. She's been through some pain. She also has professional experience where she learned a lot about how men think. Men in relationships, obviously. Men in marriages, obviously. So she has a lot of options because she's seen the fact that based on her previous career before she became a rapper, men came to open up to her. That's why she was able to say she would rob them and that kind of thing. They had become vulnerable. She knows exactly what to do. And maybe what we're looking at is Cardi B has been depleted of emotion. And that's why we're doing a masterclass and doing a blueprint on what we're talking about. Because if a person understands they got options and they got a budget, at the end of the day, social media is waiting on you. And guess what, guys? So many people have been taught to be in a cage that they don't know how to think about things in a control mindset. And so now the first thing you hear people who don't think in that mindset is, oh, I ain't on social media like that. Or they getting multiple burner accounts so you don't know they're on social media like that. But now if you have control of anything, you're going to be on social media. And that's why I like how you said options and money equals attention. Because the attention is the new currency. Because that's what's going to deposit that money in your account. That's my thoughts on it.
No, I like that. I like that. And you know, some people don't want that in their relationships, but I know that a lot of the newer school women absolutely want that attention.
Mhm.
Attention is everything to them. So older school, I know maybe this slide doesn't really resonate as much, but still having this framework in your mind, knowing how things work, because honestly, the man, and that's why I usually say men are the more of the prize, because I feel like men, when they read the slide, they understand it a little bit more. But not to say that the women don't, but this is a framework.
Let me say this to you. Let me say this to you, Mabricio, and I say this to Rhonda too. If social media was not involved in this doesn't work.
Yeah.
Y'all understand that without social media, we're not even having this podcast because we wouldn't know. We'd be forced to watch something on TMZ or watch something on Page 6 or something in a magazine that it'll be over. We watching this happen in real time. And without social media, guys, Cardi B may not be who Cardi B is. You ready for me to go to the next slide?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right. Everybody can see that? Go ahead.
Why good women lose. They're trying to control what they don't own. So what a woman's thinking when they try to control a man. You know, I hate women that try to control me, but that's just me personally. Some people enjoy it. Some people get a kick off of it. And Rhonda, you can validate whatever I'm saying. You can tell me if I'm, full of crap, whatever it is. But this is what I believe a woman's thinking.
Right.
I don't want to lose him. Let me make sure this man is not cheating on me. Why isn't he texting? He's been out for 6 hours. He says he's golfing with his boys, but is he really? Who is he with? Is there any woman? He says he's at the beach right now with his boys. Is he really with his boys, or are there some girls there? Am I enough for this guy? And this is the pattern right here. She likes him. She gets attached. She starts worrying. When she starts worrying, that's when she's trying to control the narrative. He feels trapped. He pulls away, and she panics. And I'm a guy, so this is what he feels when you start acting like that. He feels watched, questioned, controlled, limited, and he feels drained. Because why does he have to put up with that? And, for me, I think control kills desire. And like we said on the other side, the freedom creates the loyalty. If I can go out there and I know that you're okay and you're secure in yourself and you really are showing up as a 100, no matter what I do, I'm coming back home to you, baby. And Rhonda, what do you think about this one, Rhonda?
So this one is interesting. I'm sure there are plenty of women that have at times have felt like that, if not all the time. But I also know if the woman is trying to control, or even if the man is trying to control, but if the woman is trying to control, of course she's going to feel all of those things, because this one is unnecessary, but it's also necessary if you are trying to control somebody. I think that's why Cardi and Stefon Diggs are working, because she's not trying to control him. She's not. And as far as I know, I don't think he's trying to control her. I think most confident women, not saying that they won't feel those types of things, it's just that they'll know how to manage it on the inside if they were emotionally solid with who they are. This is for somebody that's not sure of themselves.
Yeah, let me keep you. I'm going to share a secret, Rhonda. This is 99% of women.
Of whose women?
Women of today's world. Come on.
They are this fragile. They are this fragile over their man. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, they are.
Look, I got to jump in here, right? Because I think one of the things. See, here's what y'all got to understand. This ain't a zero-sum game, brother. The title of this thing is Why Good Women Lose. But just because the woman is losing doesn't mean the man is winning. This ain't a zero-sum game. See, and I like what you said, Ronnie, because you got a point. But the moment I saw this slide, I said, okay, why good women lose? He didn't say by the woman losing, that I'm automatically winning. Right? See, at the end of the day, Stefon Diggs and Cardi B could both be losing, but what's happening is both of them winning.
Yeah.
This is not a zero-sum game. This is teaching women the blueprint that Cardi B is using. This ain't the only thing you can do, but this is a breakdown of what we see, or what Mabricio sees, as Cardi B putting on a masterclass for women. But just because the woman is losing does not mean the man is automatically winning.
But that's what I'm
Mabricio,
saying. I don't see her. I don't see her doing those things. That's why I think I'm thinking about it from her mind. I don't see her.
But she
thinking
brother,
like
she
that.
may not have done that. She may not been doing that with Stefon, but she may have done it with Offset. And now remember,
in a different.
she may have done this with Offset, and now she's over here with Stefon. She ain't doing this. That's what I think is happening when I see this slide.
Yeah, because you got to learn the game, and if you learn the game, you realize, oh wait, my last relationship, I might have done these things. Why would I keep doing that?
Right.
Like we said, in Cardi B's previous professions, she's probably heard about the guys trying to escape the woman at home.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they at that venue and stuff? So this is more so for the women who feel stuck, feel like there's a lot of guarded women of today's world, and this is kind of a simple formula as to what those emotional processes look like for what's going on.
Ready to go to the next one?
Yeah. Did you have anything to say, Rhonda? I think I cut you off there.
Rhonda.
I want you to do your thing. I think I'm thinking on a different page than you guys. I'm thinking about Cardi's, like I'm thinking about her and how she's moving. I'm not thinking about other women. I don't know. I was thinking why this is her master class. So that's why I gotta change how I'm thinking. So
yeah, because I have to show the reasons why it's not working, then fill in why it is working, what she's doing. I have to tell you first. You can't.
I got
sometimes you have to break down.
Right? Yeah. This is him teaching women who aren't doing what Cardi B is doing to figure out.
I think that's why it's not resonating with me, because I'm like, yeah. But I get what you're saying there. Yeah.
Like what? Look at the next slide. Once we go, so this is one more, but when you look at the following one, I'll show you exactly. It will all click for you. The real reason men cheat / leave, loyalty isn't begged for, it's earned. Why men walk away even from good women. Constant pressure, no peace, public embarrassment, no freedom, no admiration. Why men stay with women they value, if you look on the right side, peace, respect, loyalty, support, and they choose wisely. Men don't leave women, they leave environments. I just saw a clip today where Stefon was bragging about Cardi B.
Yeah.
Bragging about Cardi B. She supports him in ways he's never been supported, even by his mom. That's what he said. He said that live in a public interview. And he said even when she's not at the games, she's still checking up on him.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people in this world would be like, nah, man, like, why? He cheated on me. He's having a baby with someone else. Why are you still treating this man like he's royalty? But Cardi B has a different understanding. If she creates the environment and she creates a fantasy land, why would a man want to leave? Like if you're giving a man the kingdom and other women are giving their man a prison cell with rubber bars, he's walking out of there. But how about we make that cell filled with everything that man likes? He likes to play golf. Okay, there's a golf simulator. He likes other women. Okay, there's other women in there. Yeah. They have everything that he needs. Jeff, I'm gonna start with you this time.
I'm gonna jump in there, guys, because I think one of the things we can look at, the real reason I think you can cheat out. I think you just got to look at why men leave. See, one of the things y'all got to understand, just because I'm there don't mean I haven't left. Because a man operates in the unseen realm. He don't operate when by the time you see it, it would already happen in the unseen realm a long time ago. Okay.
Yep.
And one of the things that happens is that a lot of women who create these environments for men, and I like what you said, they don't leave women, they leave the environment. I like what you just said, Mabricio, because ladies, if y'all are going to think like Cardi B and kind of we laying this groundwork for you, one of the things you're going to find is a man is not looking to leave. A man gets forced to leave. But a lot of women who do this, a lot of women who do what's on the left, are trying to be strong for something that got put in them from a previous generation that they listened to. Right? So if you listen to a lot of women, they tell you what their mama told them they better not let a man do. And they better do this, and you better put a leash on them. You better do that. You better do that. But what do we talk about all the time? The work husband and the work wife, right? Work wife ain't putting no constraints on her. Work wife is like, man, I'll go get that copy. I'll go get that off the copy for you, right? I'll go do this for you. I'll bring you some paper clips, post-it notes, right? All this kind of stuff. Everything that the woman is doing, and one of the things y'all got to understand is you got to treat your relationship like you treat the boss at your job. If you do that, that relationship ain't going nowhere. And I ain't talking about a job you're about to quit. I'm talking about a job you just got. Y'all want to see a woman operating in her true form? Go watch a woman when she first get the job. That's how you got to treat your man. Jump in that round, that was my take.
Now, look, I think this works. This works both ways. I know women probably will linger longer than men in certain situations, but I think the same can be applied. But if I'm thinking about it in a different way, yes, all of this makes sense. Because of social media, you do want you do want this type of happening. But I would hope anybody would leave the environment if it's not working for them. But if you're going to monetize it, it's almost like, okay, well, no, I can't leave. I need to milk it for all the drama that it can have. But I think women can leave for the same exact things, depending on where they are in life. And I just don't think women are as weak as is being implied with the conversation that we're having.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I'm not saying that women are weak. That's
why I said implied. Like, it's just such a lesser, like your mind.
Or even implied. I'm protecting the woman in a way. I'm protecting the woman in a way because let me tell you, every time I'll be at the cigar lounge or I'll be at a bar and I'm sitting there enjoying my drink, and all I hear is women complaining about men. Why can't they find a good man? Why am I being treated this way? And really what I'm trying to do here is open their eyes a little bit. Because a lot of women, and maybe it doesn't resonate so much with you, Rhonda, because maybe these behaviors you've kind of got past.
I am old.
You kind of got past. But I'm talking about the majority, the majority of women are struggling with this. And I'll be sitting there and they're talking about, man, this guy isn't crap, but I'm staying because what else can I do? And they'll stay in these environments where they think this man is the prize. Whole time the man is going out drinking every single night and is a frat boy and only has respect in that frat. When we talk about New School, or even like, I will say older women, they still complain, but they don't complain as much as these younger ones do. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to reframe the situation and make sure that these women know you can also be the prize. I know we're on the podcast all the time saying men are the prize, but I'm trying to help my woman out.
But no, it does make sense. It does make sense though.
Let me say this too, guys, with Mabricio, because somebody gonna be the prize. You just need to make sure it's you. So if you're a man watching this, if you're a woman watching this, somebody gonna be the prize in the relationship, right? What we showing you guys is setting up the stage why Cardi B's Blueprint she's shown you that she's the prize. Mabricio said something earlier about that clip we all saw. Rhonda sent it to me. I sent it to Mabricio. And the only thing I saw was a guy who said, this woman has done things for me that my mama hadn't done for me. And do y'all realize what freedom gets you? Freedom gets you a man who adores you more than his own mama. Right? Y'all are trying to be the second iteration of his mama, but Cardi B let him be free. Ain't judging him, ain't embarrassing public, let him be his own guy. And when I saw that clip today for his interview, I text Rhonda back, I'm like, I did not realize this guy speaks so well. right? And I'm telling y'all right now, this is the reason. What this slide could have also been the real reason men don't leave.
Yeah.
Right? It can go both ways. You ready for me to go to slide number 6,
Let's
Mabricio?
do it. Let's do it.
Let's go ahead. There you go.
Here we go, Rhonda. This is now we're getting into your lane. We're getting into your territory. How Cardi flipped the game. Her transformation into the prize. Her playbook. She decided her man was free. Because if we're trying to control the men are going to want to leave, right? Like we said, men go where they're valued. If they're valued at work because they're executives, that's where they're going. She stopped chasing and checking up. And when I say check up, it's like coming from an anxious kind of standpoint, not just checking up like, I hope you're doing good, but anxious standpoint like, oh, like you haven't talked to me all day. What are you doing? Because high value men are busy. If you're going to be a high value woman, you got to be busy yourself. She made him miss her. That's pretty obvious. We all saw the interview.
Mm-hmm.
We all saw it.
Yeah, he definitely was missing her.
Yeah.
Yes.
It became,
yes.
yes.
He was missing her. He was
became his obsession, you know? People can see it. They can read the body language. It's like Rhonda trying to tell me I'm in love like every single podcast. She's trying to tell me that.
And it's okay. Your process is out there.
The interviews are asking Stefon Diggs, after you get this ring, are you going to give her a ring? They're telling him that because they see that he's valued, and they see a woman who's so secure in herself that she's making her own bread and still supporting that man and not trying to leech onto him. Cardi B is good regardless of what happens.
Yes.
If she stays with Stefon, she might use the breakup and land another brand deal. It doesn't matter. That's a part of it. She elevated her whole lifestyle. We talk about Cardi B used to be in another profession.
Mm-hmm.
What did she do when all these people came, or like all these relationships came and they broke up? She turned the pain into a business.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't let the pain just sit there. A lot of women will go out drinking and saying, you know what, forget this guy. I'm going to go see some other guys. But Cardi B is not like that. Cardi B is very strategic with it. The pain can be alchemized into something else. For her, it was her music. Now when women listen to music, they're like, oh, I can hear the pain, but I can hear how much she values herself. Are you telling me that other women couldn't also do the same thing? I'm not saying it has to be music. It could be journaling. It could be, I'm going to teach women how to heal themselves through yoga. It could be whatever you want it to be. And that's why I say pressure demotes, strategy promotes, and Cardi B is very strategic when it comes to the things that happen to her and the things that she's dealing with in the current present. And we'll start with you, Jeff. Go right on.
Well,
what do you think?
I got to tell y'all this, right? I got to tell you this, Mabricio. I'm thoroughly impressed with the fact that you put together a presentation for the Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. That's a first, and if it was up to me and Rhonda, that ain't ever happened. But at the end of the day, I might share a screen with an article, but what you put together, brother, is pretty impressive. I just realized we not live on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook tonight because I forgot to go live. But I'm gonna get this uploaded. However, guys, what I want y'all to understand is this: flip the game, turn the transformation into the prize. And one of the things that happens is with minorities, because we all minorities on this podcast, we are good at feeling sorry for ourselves. We ain't good at flipping the game, right? Because we know in sales, I got to get you emotional, you're going to buy, and then I'm going to justify your buying logically. Cardi B is in a logical phase of her life, and look at how she dominated. And a lot of people don't understand. She let the man be free. If you look, guys, I went to the barbershop. Soon as I walked in, first thing one of the barbers said is, Jeff, the woman who set you free is the right woman for you. I said, well, damn, people actually listening, right? And what happens, right? Ladies, if y'all don't set the man free, because here's what happens. you cannot override what happens with fleshly things, right? Your body, your DNA, there's certain things that's just in you that at the end of the day, people think they're getting rewarded for overriding DNA. You're not getting rewarded for overriding DNA. You're getting rewarded for understanding DNA. And what happens is a lot of people don't understand, if I like steak and you like fish, why am I going to try to get you to understand why you should like steak more? I'm setting you free, man. Look, we'll go someplace that got steak and fish. You see what I'm saying? Like, and while we're making this about the intercourse component with Stefon and Cardi B, we're not talking about the other little things that people fight about. People fighting about a lot of other stuff, because if you stop the man from being free, now you're fighting over where we're going to eat. Now you're fighting over other things that don't even matter. Why are you watching that show on Netflix? Right? Oh, what's your browser history? Why are you watching this? Hey, I saw that you like this girl's post. What do you want? Like, what do you want out of me? But when you, Mabricio, what I appreciate this slide is, because she set him free, now he obsessed with her. If she didn't set him free, he wouldn't be obsessed with. At the Super Bowl, this man is talking about her. He ain't talking about dialing in for the game. He ain't talking about that. He ain't talking about none of that. This girl is the difference maker in me. Guys, I'm gonna tell you, that's exactly how we should be drawn up if you to catch. That's my take, Ron. I'm gonna let you come in now.
No, this is my type of slide right here. Got this.
Of course. All that other stuff didn't matter. You want me to end it right now, Ron? You want me to go ahead and say, and you know what it is? You want me to go ahead and close it out, Ron?
No, I like this because this more, like I said, this more my speed. Picture is hot. She looks great up here with her little ship. I love the whole aesthetic of it all. But even what she wrote up there is that's exactly what she did. Point blank and period. That's exactly what she did. And I could appreciate that because it shows you that she's not denying that she was hurt. And she ain't denying that she didn't try to make it work with Offset. She ain't denying that, right? They even had another baby, right? Ain't no telling how many years it had been going on. But she saw where, you know what, if this is another man or another man that's gonna treat me a certain way, and I've gotten past my old stuff, let me do this. But she said, let me make sure, because I already know whatever he is. I already know. So
yes, hold on, Ron. I gotta say this. Do y'all realize Cardi B knew Stefon Diggs did that? She knew his lifestyle. That man rolled up on her.
She already knew. She already knew.
He rolled up on her too. And she was like, he ain't gonna come over here spitting that game to me like that. I'm gonna let him know what happened.
And he spat that game.
Look, and I'm gonna say this, Mabricio, I gotta say this, because one of the things that a lot of people don't understand is confidence matters. And at the end of the day, if you over here trying to be a guy, let me tell y'all why she left Offset, in my humble opinion. This ain't I don't have no sources. I'm telling y'all, I'm saying allegedly so we don't get sued. Offset stopped being king of the rap game, started becoming a gambler. And who was paying the gambling debts?
Gambling is terrible.
She ain't making all this money to pay your gambling debts. If Offset would have stayed, and I think obviously when oh God, not Quavo, what's the other one from the Migos?
Offset.
Take off.
Yeah.
When
okay.
Takeoff
that I know that.
lost his life, right? All of a sudden that may have affected Offset. But at the end of the day, guys, if you stop being that businessman, a woman ain't here to carry you. Stefon Diggs is relevant. And if Stefon Diggs stop being relevant, there's another man, Cardi B, gonna go get and do the same thing because she's figured out it don't matter. The man right now in her life is just the accessory. You switch out accessories.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to say, Mabricio. Sorry, I mean, go ahead. You let me know.
We're good. You switch accessories. I mean, that's the facts. That's when you're securing yourself. Mm-hmm. That's when you're not trying to battle for some. Accessories get old. Trends change. Sometimes you want something different. But if you're securing yourself, you get to make the decision. You don't have to follow what everyone else is telling you to do. Ready? Let's go to the next slide. Never lose twice. How Cardi turns drama into dollars. What do most women do? They cry privately. They disappear. They get depressed. They lose momentum. and they get nothing at the end of that. They get the same cycle, just with a different guy. I'm gonna be honest here. That's pretty much what happens. You know, there's no kind of healing or anything like that. No, it's just, all right, I got taken advantage of. Now I'm gonna be guarded for the next guy, and I don't know. Maybe I'll let him. I don't even want to say it. We're on a PG-13 podcast, so I'll let you use your imagination. But this is the Cardi mode. You see that red broken heart over there? Heartbreak is a story, and with a story, you can get attention, and with attention, you build a brand, and when you have a brand, you can make money. Turn drama into deposits. Anything that you have going on in your life in today's world can be monetized. I told you this is a relationship masterclass, but this is also,
if you make it public, if you willing to make it public.
If you're willing to make it
Y'all
public.
look at what he said. If you keeping this thing in privately, the other side of the slide can't happen, guys. You got to be willing to go ahead and be vulnerable. You got to open up.
And I will say this. Your relationship doesn't even have to be public. Do you know how many times I scroll on my For You page and it's a woman crying, getting 1 million likes, 1 million plus likes, talking about her story time of the guy who did her dirty? The next thing you know, you go on her page, you scroll a few videos, and you see, hold on, now she's marketing this product for this brand?
Yeah. Yeah, she got a brand deal from
it. It doesn't make any sense. It's like,
yes.
And I will say this. A lot of people say that women are kind of snakes to each other, but I will say I've never seen so many women support another woman. A woman can be, and attraction is subjective. So you see, when you hear me say this, say it with a grain of salt, but how many women are ugly but have a lot of people in their comments saying how beautiful they are, how they deserve better than that man?
Yes. Yes.
You have an advantage that us men do not have. So why not capitalize on that? Go to you, Jeff. What do you think when you see this slide?
I appreciate you coming to me first because, at the end of the day, ladies, I got to tell y'all right now, when I first got into corporate America and the first sales training class they took me to, for lack of better title, it was basically the art of storytelling. It's basically the art of storytelling. And one of the things y'all got to understand is if you are, every one of us, when we were small, in order to get us to go to sleep, we got read a fairy tale, right? Somebody wrote these books to tell a story that will help kids go to sleep. Well, just know you never got away from that. So if I can tell a story, you can latch on to a story. Mabricio just said something. The lady that's up there crying about her man, you go to her page and start scrolling. Next thing you know, she got a makeup deal because while she was crying, the makeup didn't smudge. Right? So all of a sudden now she's hawking the makeup line.
Oh Lord.
She's getting brand deals. One of the things y'all got to understand is failure is not permanent. Failure creates an emotion that launches a business. Right? That launches a business. Rhonda said something earlier that said I can pick and choose who I want to work with because she went through the failure of when she was employed by somebody doing the same service. So now that failure and that frustration and that pain and that hurt launches this brand. And now when you talk to her, she'll tell you, I know you're going to be the same when you get on my table. Same confidence too. That's why she can't touch me. Right? Because at the end of the day, people get around the table, tell all their business. And and I ain't saying that in a bad way, but what I'm just saying to you guys is you've been through something. Now you have to turn that into a brand because that's what people are consuming right now. And social media is the vessel in which they consume it. That's my thoughts behind it.
All right, I think I absolutely agree with that. I mean, branding is.
Of course you do.
I was about to go to you, Rhonda, but then I was like, I got to say a few words. And branding is how you make money nowadays. Women are always like, man, how do I make money? They try to latch on to my vision. I'm like, hold on.
They're supposed to latch on. You're the catch, right? You're the catch.
am the catch.
They're supposed to latch on.
They are supposed to latch on, but they try to come in and control my vision, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
But if they had their own branding and stuff,
She ain't the one for you then.
They're not. That's why I don't have my princess yet.
No, but that's
But
why you gotta
listen,
kiss. You gotta kiss them all. You gotta kiss them all
they
to
can all
find the
go on
one.
their trial runs. They can have their tryouts,
Yeah,
but not many women can pass. Is all I'm saying. Not many women can pass the tryouts, and that's okay.
That's true. That's true, bro. You preach. You preach.
Not all women can pass the tryouts. So, but Ron, I want to come to you.
Yes, please.
Because when you see this and when you hear me talking, when you hear what Jeff had to say, what's the first thing that pops up into your mind?
listen, y'all are one and the same. That's all I know. Y'all, all of that, right? So y'all gonna agree with each other, and I get it. Like if you're not on social media, if you're not taking advantage of what it has to offer, whether it's the good and the bad, or the indifferent, like you got to be ready, like for all of that. And so, but I also believe Cardi knew she wasn't gonna take another hit. She wasn't gonna. She's not built that way to take another hit. She's the catch, so it's not gonna happen. She's gonna prepare. So yes, Stefon, I could check on you, baby. I could check on you all day long. I could check in, see how you doing. I could love you up like you wish your mama would have. I could do that. It's easy to do the opposite. Y'all men don't do it any different. If you see where a woman has lacked in love or support, y'all can easily step in there and do the same exact thing. It's just that she is doing it with some finesse. I will say that. She is doing it with some finesse. And she got this man speaking highly of her, emotionally highly of her.
And she's still married. Is she still married?
And she's still married. Yeah.
That's why she's the king.
She's still married. They ain't got divorced yet. Offset waiting to get paid.
Oh, that. Of course he is. He's done. He's done. And that's why he's holding on, because he thinks she's gonna come back. She gone. She ain't
gone,
coming back.
bro. She gone.
And I'm giving you guys a better method. See, there's only a few women that understand this, and most women now, I'm telling you to use storytelling to your advantage. I'm not telling you to take off all your clothes. We got OnlyFans models doing the same exact blueprint.
Yeah, AI ones. Yeah.
They're doing it with their body.
Yes.
But we're giving you the storytelling method, and we're giving you the exact thing that Cardi B is using. And here we are. Cardi's foolproof formula. How emotional mastery creates attraction and leverage. Heartbreak. Number 1, master emotions. She controls her reactions, she doesn't spiral, and she keeps her composure. Step 2, she uses pain to level up. She improves her body, improves her money, improves her mindset, improves dating options. She doesn't let a heartbreak hold her back. 3, and like we said, there's not many high-value women out here, but she became high value. She's respected, she's desired, she's not replaceable, and she's emotionally grounded. And what does that result into? A massive breakthrough. That's secure love and power. Most women are afraid to go through this process because they're afraid of losing power. But like we say on the podcast, it's 2 100s. You could choose any guy in the world, and you're choosing me. I could choose any woman in the world, and I'm choosing you. So stop acting insecure. You're doing this whole formula right here. You don't got to worry about what a man's doing. You don't have to worry about controlling. You're like, I'm going to deal with men that like to stay on the couch because I can control him. You don't have to worry about the high value man stepping up because you know no matter what happens, you're going to be good. And when I say master emotions too, because I'm going to reveal a secret to you guys. So I want you guys to listen close. Emotions are data. They pass through. I'm going to ask you what you felt a year ago from today. What did you feel last year? And you won't be able to tell me on February 3rd what you felt last year. Emotions are data. So stop spiraling and trying to control your man. If he cheats, take that emotion as a data. Take that action as a data and decide from there. But don't go in say start crying and stuff. Why did you cheat? No. Cardi B is surprised, and you women have to act accordingly. And Rhonda, when you see the slide, what do you think?
Again, I can't knock how you put your whole presentation together. I think this has been awesome. This has been great. But as it
Thank
pertains to
you.
this slide, I like how you put all of her things out there, and how you felt like she improved. But I do have to correct. She was already high value. She was already
Stop right there.
high
Stop
value.
right there.
So
Stop right
that's
there.
the only thing. If I have to pick something up, but I think
Do
overall,
you think hold on, Ron, do you think Offset would say she was high value?
no.
Because she didn't move on until Stefon Diggs rolled up on her. She had to have another option, and then she hit the reset button.
But don't we talk about that all the time? You will have another option.
Yes.
Like you have to have another option
Yes.
before you actually move on. Like do you stop an alcoholic from drinking? No, you got to give him something, him or her something to
Yes.
put in that spot of doing that. But no, I think she was trying to make it work with him as much as she could.
Agree, because she's not.
But nobody's
high
money
value
can
at that
outlive
time.
somebody's gambling habit that they're not trying to fix.
Yes.
I don't care how
Ron,
much
I
money you make.
appreciate what
You don't
you
want to give
said.
it to that.
What I'm gonna say, Ron, to piggybacking off of what you said, Mabricio, I appreciate this slide because I think what happens, guys, y'all got to understand, she's still heartbroken. Like I think when y'all look at number 2, using pain to level up, that pain's still there. That hurt.
That's human
Right?
nature. You're gonna do
that
something.
pain
You're
is
either gonna
still
spiral,
there.
like he said.
Yeah. The question is, what are you gonna do with it? And one of the things that happens, guys, is this, right? I wake up every day because of the pain you grew up with of not being able to get what you wanted, right? So now all of a sudden I got to wake up knowing that, okay, I'm going to use this thing to level up. Y'all got to understand, a lot of us cannot understand from positive reinforcement. We can only change when we go through something painful. And this is the hardest thing. Guys, Cardi B's pain hadn't gone anywhere. But when you tap into that pain, it's up to you to tap into the pain or the joy. Most minorities don't have joy. So what do we got to tap into? We got to tap into this pain when we tired of dealing with it. That's my thoughts on it.
Absolutely. I mean, you could pick up a Tony Robbins book. He literally says pain is the greatest motivator to changing your life. Not only Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn also says that as well.
Yes.
Any of these top creators that you're looking at, they're always saying that pain can change your life. If you wake up one day, I'm tired of this.
Yes.
That could be the greatest moment of your life.
That's it. That's it.
Spark change.
Yeah.
A lot of us have been taught to endure when we should have been taught to adapt.
Absolutely.
And if you get taught to endure, you'll never adapt.
Now you just preach. Man,
don't be stealing my line. I ain't preaching. Don't be stealing my line.
Just preach.
Just preach.
Next slide, Mabricio. We're going to get ready to speed this up. Yeah.
From picked to chosen, the identity upgrade. Before, she was overthinking, waits on text, prioritizes him, afraid to lose, needs reassurance. That's what we're talking about with the Offset situation. Now, this is allegedly because this is how most women are operating right now. And based on the outside in, that's probably what was going on. But after, she's focused, busy, selective, confident, detached, and she's secure in herself. He chose you because you chose yourself. Now, Rhonda, I have to come to you first. When you see this slide, what do you think?
But look, you should always choose yourself, right? Like this. I'm sure allegedly Offset had her going all different types of directions, right? Like how, whatever their relationship was, it's very clear. It was a very intense, even toxic situation going on, allegedly. And so the after part is what I resonate with because, yes, she found herself, she's focusing on herself, but at the same time, everything else around her is falling into place, how it's supposed to fall into place for her, instead of her trying to control being busy, controlling him and all that kind of stuff. She probably thought that she could make Offset do certain things. Whereas when you know somebody's life and and Stefon, and she knew it. So it's like it's easier to just accept what is. I'm okay with this. If I set a boundary, this is what it is. And if I don't set one, I already know what's gonna happen. So I can't be upset about it.
No,
So
I get that.
you hit all the markers with that. I think it's a great slide.
Absolutely.
No complaints.
Jeff. Jeff, why don't you think that women are embodying this behavior? Why do you think they're stuck?
First of all, let me tell y'all this. Y'all need to go make sure y'all follow Jeff's Sunday service, because one of my favorite scriptures are, many are called, but few are chosen. Okay? There's a lot of people who are called. There's a lot of people who have the opportunity, but many are called, but few are chosen. And one of the things that happens, guys, is once you become chosen, there ain't nothing you can do to mess that up. Because if a person is in authority and they choose you, they gonna overlook all your flaws and see your potential. Because we all have flaws, right? So when I see this slide, guys, when I see this slide, this relationship is a business for Cardi B. And you guys are judging her based, not you guys on the panel, but most people are judging her based on their traditional emotional approach to relationships. When you become chosen, guys, that is a covenant thing. That's not an emotional thing. Mabricio just said, go back to February 3rd and tell me exactly what you were feeling. And you can't. And that's what's happening with a lot of relationships. They jump from emotional trap to emotional trap to emotional trap. Okay? So why am I saying this to you guys? Why am I saying this? We are in a position right now where people don't want to go through this phase. And you don't have to go through this phase. But depending on how you were taught, you got taught to overthink. You got taught to wait on text. You got taught to prioritize. You got taught to be afraid to lose. You got taught to need assurance. Why? Talk to people from the old school about relationships work.
Check.
It takes some work. You got to be committed to it if you want to see it work. And relationships shouldn't be like this. You got two people at the Super Bowl that the only story from the Super Bowl is this, right? The next story that came out is Robert Kraft didn't get into the Hall of Fame either. But at the end of the day, nobody's going to care about that. There's going to be two stories at the Super Bowl. Is Stefon Diggs going to propose if they win? And what is Bad Bunny going to do for the halftime show?
And is Cardi B going to be there? Performing,
yeah, absolutely.
Performing.
Absolutely. That's my thoughts.
Absolutely. Let's go to the next slide. All right. Cardi mode rules. How to stay the prize. Because like we said, you can be the prize today. Tomorrow, it could be a different story. So rule number 1 is never chase. If he's confused, let him be confused. Get your own bag. No money equals no leverage. Don't police him. You're not his mom. Stay busy. If you're bored, you're vulnerable. Say less. Mystery beats explaining. Be ready to walk. Attachment is optional. Respect is not. Boundaries create attraction. Desperation kills it. And we'll start with you, Jeff. When you read the slide, because I know there might be some things that you don't agree on this slide.
No. Let me tell y'all something, right? Let me tell y'all something. The best relationship you can be in is a relationship that's relevant, a relationship that's exciting, right? I think the number one thing you just said, stay busy. If you're bored, you're vulnerable. Now, here's what y'all got to understand, right? The number one thing that happens in traditional relationships is we're racing to be boring. We're racing to find a routine. We're racing to say we settling down. When realistically, guys, when you get into a relationship, you got to level it up. Stefon Diggs and Cardi B are the talk of the Super Bowl. What is your relationship to talk of outside of your family circle and group chat? And I think that one of the things that's happening, guys, is our relationships were meant to be public. Our relationships were not to be suffering in private and faking in public. It was never meant to be that way. But one of the things that I think one of the things that when you look at this slide is that y'all notice that it doesn't matter what Stefon is doing. And we use this word, what Stefon is doing has nothing to do with what Cardi B is doing. Cardi B gonna monetize whether he's at home or she gonna monetize whether he out in these streets. That's my take from it.
Absolutely. Rhonda, when you see the slide, what do you think?
That's what I was gonna say. Cardi B gonna do Cardi B, which is what I can appreciate. She's not looking over here saying, "Oh, let me see what he's doing." She's like, "I'm gonna hear about it anyway," because social's gonna let her know. Whatever her fans are called, they're gonna let her know. Like that's what your man has been out here doing. So she doesn't have to carry the weight of that if it is even a thought. Because I think she learned so much, not only with Offset and whoever else she dated in the past. And she probably saw so much through her grandmas and aunties and all that kind of stuff. She's probably now at a point where, hey, I get it now, I got it, and I'm gonna activate what I need to activate on it. But my favorite that was dope.
Rhonda, can I jump back in there real fast, Mabricio?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Did y'all realize too? Cardi B tried to do the kid thing, hoping that was going to give her fulfillment. For all y'all ladies out there that thinking kids are going to be the fulfillment, yeah, notice on none of these slides, you don't see nothing about kids.
Well, because
you don't celebrate
that's a bald-faced lie, as the old folks say.
But Rhonda, guess what? And I tell all of my mentees this. You don't celebrate a fish for swimming. I can't stand when a woman get out there talking about she a good mother because she take care of her kids. I can't celebrate you. I can't celebrate a fish for swimming.
No, we only
That's what a fish supposed to do.
We don't do that for dads if they there.
But I can't celebrate a guy for taking care of his kids too. I can't celebrate a fish for swimming, man.
We get celebrated all the time.
I tell you, boy. Let me go to the next one. This is the last one. Go ahead, Mabricio.
All right, this is a closer. So this won't have any of your thoughts, but this is just
this is your chance right now.
This is my slide. This is my time to shine.
This is your slide. This is your
Are you ready to stop sabotaging yourself? Everything you just read, you already knew it. You just weren't applying it. Be honest. Right now, you're probably still overthinking, still chasing that guy that sleeps on the couch, still scared to lose, still settling, still confused. That's not bad luck. That's lack of strategy. And let me tell you, Cardi B is a very strategic woman. Right now, they have the special offer, the AI Wingman. A lot of people say you can't find the website. That simple, but I have it outlined right there. So you can pause the video right now and look what it does, because we just added the Cardi mode. You want to be Cardi B? This is no longer just for the guys now, okay? I was helping the guys out, but now I'm helping the woman as well, because
they'll listen.
Some guys are not stepping up to be the prize, and one of you has to be. And if it's the woman, I support that wholeheartedly. Everything that we just went over, this is the blueprint, shows you the path. AI Wingman walks it with you.
That's good.
And if you're confused at all about your situation, there's a 14-day trial. Go to the AIOperatorsPodcast.com, grab it for $1. I promise you, I can put it on everything. You will not be disappointed. And welcome back to the show. We do this every Tuesday. I got to talk to the panel. Jeff, closing thoughts. Where can they find you? Let me know.
The man has taken over the podcast. The first time I have turned over the podcast at Mabricio. Good job. I think one of the things, guys, that look, as we get ready to get out of here, one of the things you guys are going to see is that my closing thoughts are simple. Is that when somebody's showing you an example, don't try to tell yourself you different. Right? This girl is giving you a free class if you watch it. Now, once Stephen Covey says begin with the end in mind, we have shown you the end. AI operators gonna get you to go back to the beginning and put the actual instructions in place for you. Okay? And I think that's the reason why a lot of people say, okay, Jeff, what's the solution? Okay? Y'all talk about a lot of stuff, but now we talking about a solution. And here's what happens, guys. Are you willing to pay for a solution? Because if you're not willing to pay for a solution, free solutions don't exist. So you got to be willing to pay for it. And one of the things that happens is if you're watching this and you are not looking at this podcast through the lens of Cardi B, you need to hire an AI operator. If you're looking at it through the lens of Cardi B, you don't need to. Because more than likely, you're already a 100, not lying to yourself. right? And you already doing exactly what Cardi B is doing. But most of us ain't been taught to do what Cardi B is doing because life didn't tell us to do it that way. Life told us to sit and sulk in our pain. And what this podcast just did for you is tell you that either you want to sit in your pain or you want to pop the pill that'll get rid of that pain. That's my closing thought.
Absolutely. And for those out there, like we said, you can come watch the podcast, you can rewatch it, you can go buy some bundles from Jeff's secret link in the bio. You can also work on your spirituality at Jeff's Sunday service. You can come join us every Tuesday for the Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast, where it's not just relationships. Jeff also does everything public, personal, public entertainment. Is that what you do, Jeff? That's pretty much what you do.
I do a lot. Yeah,
You do everything. Current events. We'll say that. Join us for the current events, Jeff. Breaks them down. Rhonda.
Hold on. We got to get Rhonda her thought before we get out of here.
Yes, Rhonda. I'm coming to you.
Mabricio, you did a great job.
As a woman that is surprised, where can they find you?
They can find me on R&B LMBT. I got to get in my Cardi B mode after hearing all of this and get more active on the socials. We'll see how that goes. But thank you for doing such a great job tonight and taking your time to put all of that together. That was excellent.
Absolutely. And, you know, what's coming next is we're going to have a case study. We're going to have a woman undergo the AI wingman Cardi B Blueprint. And you got to stay tuned. It'll be on the AI
Mabricio, Mabricio, before I do my closing summary, why don't we do this? If you go to the AI operators, right? If you go to the AI operators and you comment, what word do you want them to comment and then tag 3 people? And for the first 5 people, you'll give them AI wingman for free.
Hey, just put dating. Put dating in the comments. Dating,
tag 3 people. For the first 5 people who do that under his page, go to the AI operators. He gonna reach out to you and get the logistics. Let's see how many people. Let's see how many people want to get some change. Comment dating on Mabricio's page, AI operators, on Instagram or TikTok. Which one you want me to
do? Let's do TikTok.
All right, go to Mabricio's TikTok. Comment dating. Tag 3 people. You for the first 5 people who do that, you're gonna get AI Wingman free for what, a month?
For a month.
Free for a month. He gonna go ahead and build a plan for you. Let's get into this, guys. Tonight's takeaway is simple. Even if it's uncomfortable, control is not power. Freedom doesn't kill attraction. Insecurity does. The woman who becomes the prize doesn't chase behavior. She builds value, visibility, and leverage. That's the Cardi B Blueprint. You don't have to like it, but you should understand it. If this conversation gave you clarity instead of chaos, guys, subscribe, like the video, share it with somebody who's dating someone emotionally exhausted. Drop your biggest takeaway in the comments. Rhonda, where can they find you on the socials?
On IG at R&B LMBT.
Appreciate you tuning in. Mabricio, let them know where they can find you on the socials again.
Come find me at the AI operators, TikTok. The first 5 people gets the AI wingman for free for a month. I'm telling you, you're going to be swimming in...
Comment dating.
Comment
dating.
Tag
3 people.
And tag 3 people.
Yes.
That's the challenge. I'm getting used to it, but that's the challenge for you guys, and I got you. I'll build the plan out. We're going to make these relationships successful.
And y'all know what it is, man. Fair. It's Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. I'm the Real Cigar Jeff. Y'all do me a favor. Get down in the description, support the channel, get the merch, click on that link, get the best deals, 5-packs, bundles, and all the names you love and trust, guys. And until next time, we gonna holler.
Drink and smoke will swirl. Join the convo around the world. Relationships we dissect slow.